Welcome to Handheld Gaming Reviews, the channel dedicated to reviewing the performance of gaming on handheld devices. If you enjoy this video, a like and subscribe will help the channel grow and motivate me to keep making videos. In this video, I'm going to speak to my experience traveling with the Steam Deck. For some background, as mentioned in my traveling with the Ally video, I travel frequently for work, mostly domestic around Australia with flights ranging from 1 to 5 hours depending on my destination. At the time of writing this, my traveling with the ROG Ally video has hit over 3,000 views. Wow guys, I really appreciate the number of views, comments, likes and subscribers that video has generated. As it's my most popular video to date, I thought a similar video speaking to my experience with the Steam Deck would be of interest. I've also ordered the AYANEO Air 1S and will follow up with a video on that unit and what it's like to travel with once it arrives. In this video we'll cover what's included in my handheld travel kit and how the Steam Deck performs at the airport, on the plane and at the hotel. When traveling with any of my handhelds including the Steam Deck, I always take headphones, a 50-watt power bank rated at 20,000 mAh, a USB-C cable rated at 100 watts, a mains power adapter, and a travel case for the handheld. Since owning the ROG Ally, I also travel with a dock and wireless controller so I can plug the unit into my portable laptop screen or the TV at the hotel, as well as a small USB keyboard and trackpad combo in case I need it. To save battery for the plane, if I use the handheld at the airport, I try to play plugged in. With the Deck, this isn't as important as with the Ally, as the Deck has far better battery life, particularly with games that don't have a high graphical demand. For example, Stardew Valley will get somewhere between 8 and 9 hours out of the Deck. The great thing about the Deck is its suspend and wake function by hitting the power button. This works almost as seamlessly as the Nintendo Switch, and I've only experienced the Deck not going to sleep instantly or being a little buggy on waking up maybe 3 or 4 times in the nearly 9 months I've owned it. By buggy on wake up, I mean I've had to shut down whichever game I've been playing and restart it. By comparison, this is such a common occurrence on the ROG Ally that I almost expect to have to restart the game or unit every time I wake it up, which to be fair isn't that often, as I usually shut the Ally down completely for fear that it won't go to sleep properly before it's put into its case. My feeling is this might be more a Windows issue than an issue with the Ally. I mean, how many times have we all closed the lid on a Windows laptop only to notice the fans are still spinning when walking past it a few minutes later? At least a few times, right? The downside with the Ally is if this happens and you've put it into a travel case, there have been reports of the unit cooking itself. I digress. My point here on the whole is the Steam Deck experience at the airport is great. I'd say an 8 out of 10. On the plane. I've traveled with the Steam Deck more times than I can count. I typically get between 2 to 4 hours out of the power bank depending on the title, and have pushed it out to 5+ hours on a longer flight by dropping the refresh rate down to 40Hz and lowering the in-game settings. On international flights, the power outlets on long-haul planes such as Boeing 777s or Airbus A380s have no issues powering a 45-watt USB-C charger. I flew from Australia to the UK and back again with absolutely no issues using a 45-watt charger plugged into the aircraft. On those long-haul flights, I found the most comfortable method of holding the Steam Deck for long periods was to have it resting on the case with the case resting on the tray. I don't have any footage of that, but here's an example of what I mean. For domestic travel, I haven't had any experience where I've completely run out of both the power bank and Steam Deck battery, and as I've said, some of those flights have been up to 5 hours. So Deck on a plane, 9 out of 10. At the hotel. Playing in handheld mode, older titles or retro games docked, the Deck works great. For newer titles, well, it works well enough, but not as good as the ROG Ally. If you've watched my traveling with the ROG Ally video, you'll already know that that's my preference when playing either of these handhelds dock. If you haven't seen it, I'll include a link in the description below. I'm new to making YouTube videos, so I have no idea how to do that thing where people overlay a link at the top of the screen. But I've managed to figure that out between writing this and recording the B-roll. You might also see one of those links on the screen here somewhere. Handheld at the hotel, sitting on a couch or lying in bed, the Deck works great. As I take into account using the handheld docked at the hotel akin to traveling with a console, I'm going to give the Steam Deck a 5 out of 10. That's mainly because docked and plugged into a TV, the image quality is average at best. There are just more and more handhelds with better processors out there at the moment that are quite frankly capable of giving you what I would say is pretty close to PS4 quality gameplay experience on the go. I'm really keen to see how the AYANEO Air 1S performs while docked. With its 7840U processor, which from what I understand is the chip the Z1 Extreme in the Ally is based on, it should be pretty close. With its smaller form factor and lower TDP owing to its cooling solution, I don't think it will be on par with the Ally, but might be better than the Steam Deck. Stay tuned for that comparison at a later date. Will I travel with the Steam Deck again? I sure will. For shorter trips or travel where I don't envisage using the handheld docked, I'd say the Deck will almost always be my go-to. The one thing that does draw me to the Ally is its awesome screen, but the battery life at the moment, isn't as good as the deck, even when forcing the unit to run at 15 watts or lower TDP. It's just not on par in my experience. This might improve with BIOS updates, time will tell. We'll see where the ANEO sits when I get it. As I said in the Ally video, 12 months from now I might do a video to see what I actually end up traveling the most with. I'll keep making videos showcasing different games on these consoles, but I'm also thinking of creating a video reviewing the docks I have and a separate video on the USB-C capture cards that I've used. I'd appreciate a comment below if that's the sort of thing that might interest you. I honestly didn't think that the traveling with the Ally video would do as well as it has. This really is just a hobby for me, so to hit as many views and already have so many people subscribed within the first month of starting this channel, it's really made my day. My aim is to try and drop at least one video a week and to try and make that video somewhat interesting for you. Thanks to each and every one of you that has watched, liked, commented, or subscribed to this or any of my other videos. Catch you in the next one.